Hey everybody, welcome back to the kitchen. Today we're making carrot cake. I like carrot cake a lot, and I did find the recipe in the book. The pages were marked off, but I think this is one of those things that she hadn't made yet, or my pop-up hadn't made yet. So today we're gonna make it because maybe she wanted to make it, and now I wanna make it because, again, I like carrot cake. So let's get started with what's going into our cake batter. So the ingredients are 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 cups of sugar. Look at how much sugar is in here. It's like a soda commercial. So here we have 2 teaspoons of baking soda, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a half a teaspoon of salt. Next, we have 2 cups of shredded carrots. This actually was the most annoying part of the whole thing. You wouldn't think, I don't know, shredding carrots isn't fun. I don't know that I'll make carrot cake all that often because I did not enjoy shredding the carrots. Then we have 1½ cups of oil. I went with canola oil. Next we have 4 eggs. There's 4 in here. And I'm probably gonna make a mess. And 1 cup of chopped nuts. I have walnuts because that's what I had on hand. Whatever kind of nuts, it doesn't specify. So I think carrot cake is usually pecans or walnuts. I went with walnuts. So let's see how that turns out. The directions say to heat your oven to 350 degrees. I already have that done. You need to grease and flour 2 9-inch cake pans, or just any cake pan, honestly. If you're making, like, if you can make a flat cake, it doesn't have to be a layer cake. So I'm just making, I have 2 9-inch pans, so that's what I'm doing. And then in the recipe here, it says, in a large bowl, blend all cake ingredients. Except for your nuts. Just all of your ingredients. This is a problem I'm having with this cookbook. I took so many cooking classes. I'm like pretty good, I think, at like cooking and baking. And you know, I just second guess myself when I'm baking. I'm pretty good at these things, but like for whatever reason, every time I read one of these recipes, because it's so simple, like these recipes are like, put all the ingredients together and blend them up. But like, I know that, you know, you would put like your sugar, your oil, your eggs all together first, and you would blend those items together. And then you would add your dry ingredients or your carrots and then your dry ingredients. Not just throw it all together. So, but sometimes while I'm doing this, I don't remember the things I'm supposed to remember. Like, I know how to properly, like, step by step bake things, or at least I know what I was taught, but I end up doing what it says. Like, I don't know if they just expected everybody to like know what they were doing, or if it really doesn't matter and all those classes that told me to combine your wet ingredients first and then your dry, like, does that even matter? Does it matter? Maybe it doesn't, because I've made a lot of stuff the way these recipes say, and they turned out fine. I don't think it mattered, right? I don't know. Today I'm gonna just combine the wet ingredients first and then add the dry, just like I would like to do. So let's get started doing that. First, I'm gonna put my sugar in, and then the 1½ cups of oil. This carrot cake, you would think, because it has the word carrot. Hold on. You would think because it has the word carrot in it that it's like better for you. This is like one of the worst recipes so far, as far as like fat content and calories, and it's like, but they say 1/12 of the cake. So 12 slices in that cake, and that slice is going to be roughly 761 calories. One slice. I don't know about you, but when I cut cake, you cut really big slices, right? All right, next we're gonna put in the eggs. I'm gonna blend all this now, and then I'm gonna add the carrots and then the other stuff. Let's give this a blend. All right, I did that. Now let's put in our carrots. Get out of here, nuts. Before I mix this, I'm just gonna whisk in my cinnamon, salt, and baking soda into my flour real quick. Then that way I can just mix my flour in. All right, give this a whisk. Don't touch me. That was rude. I'm gonna mix the carrots in, and then I'm gonna mix the flour in a little bit at a time. What's funny though, is that it is actually very specific about how you blend it. It says to blend all the ingredients together at a low speed until moistened, and then beat for 3 minutes at high speed, and then you stir in your nuts. Why? Why 3 minutes? Why so specific? Why is that so hard to say? Why 3 minutes? Why so specific? All right, a little bit of flour. Somebody with baking experience, tell me. Or like you went to school for like baking. Why would I need to, why 3 minutes? Why so specific? Tell me in the comments. I don't think that was 3 minutes. Come out with your hands up. So I mixed all of our ingredients together. Can you see it through the bowl? It's like orange looking. Let's try and show you here. Can you see it? Maybe. I've never made carrot cake before, by the way, either. Nope. I like it. I like to eat it. Maybe not now that I know how bad it is for me. Anyway, so our nuts, like I said, I'm going with walnut. What kind of nuts would you put in it? What kind of nuts have you put in it? Let me know in the comments. We're gonna go with walnuts because I like walnuts, and it's also what I had. All right, so now we're just gonna give this a stir until the nuts are blended in. Nuts. That's looking like something. I think this went fairly smoothly so far. Fairly smooth. Fairly smooth. I think this went fairly smooth so far. All right, in the sink with you. Now we're going to try not to make an absolute disaster of a mess. And I'm going to pour the batter into my 2 cake pans that are already greased and floured. One at a time here. That's what it says, right? Stir in the nuts, pour the batter into prepared pans, and then bake at 350 for 35 to 45 minutes. Every time I say 35, 45 minutes, it makes me think of, if you've seen the movie Friday, his dad comes out of the bathroom, don't nobody go in there, 35, 45 minutes. Anyway, so now I'm gonna pour this in. Let's see how it goes. Wait a minute. Well, let's do all right. Like halfway? Let's stop there. Oops, I should have brought that over. Come here. Oh no. Huh. All right. That one was like half, maybe? No, that's not half. Now you have more, I think. Good. Okay. You have plenty. You have enough. You've had enough. Oh man, arm strength. Huh. This glass bowl is heavy. Do I think they're even? Maybe. I'm not even talking to you. Do I think they're even? Maybe. Stop lollygagging. Get in the pan. Well, to the naked eye, I think they're, yeah, maybe even. Doesn't matter. So now I'm gonna stick these in the oven, 35, 45 minutes, and then take them out, check them with a toothpick in the center. If it comes out clean, then they're done. If not, put it back in. for another 5-10 minutes. So let me put these in, and then when I come back, we'll make frosting. See you in a bit. So our cakes are out of the oven. They are cooling on my makeshift cooling rack. So for the frosting, it's going to be 3 cups of powdered sugar. Pour that in there. 2 tablespoons of butter. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese. So it's just those 4 ingredients, and then we're going to blend everything until it's all well incorporated. Fingers crossed this goes okay. Oh shit. Well, that did not. Slow it down there, bucko. Alright, so everything's all mixed together. Doesn't seem like a whole lot, so hopefully it covers my cake. I think it should be fine. I need enough to go in between, though. I don't know. We'll see. But here you go. That's what it looks like. Nice and fluffy. So let me get myself situated. Let me get myself situated and figure out what I'm putting it on. What I'm doing it in. Un momento. I got junk drawers and all types of baking tools and all types of stuff, but other than a butter knife, I don't have any like fancy spreader. What use is all this stuff? I decided on the gingerbread spatula. That's how I'm gonna spread this. I found my cake carrier, and that's what I'm gonna put it on, what I'm gonna leave it in. So I'm gonna spread this around, put them together, and then we'll cut it, we'll taste it, figure it out together, figure out if this is a good recipe or not. We regret to inform you. I should have went flat side in between. Oh, look, another one. Ta-da! Let's try this again, because as I was spreading it, I realized I should be doing flat side up. So that way, when they go together, flat sides go together. So, I already got the top a little iced. Give this a whirl. Also, this may sound like a big dumb dummy thing to say. Powdered sugar. I was measuring the powdered sugar, and I was like, powdered sugar? What is powdered sugar? Sugar, for sure, because there's sugar in the name. But I don't know that I've ever like actually known what powdered sugar is. And then I looked at the back of the bag, and it's sugar and cornstarch. The texture, definitely cornstarch. Like, oh, it exploded my mind. How though? How? I'll have to Google it now. I need to know. I need to know, how do they do the cornstarch and sugar? Like, how does it become confectioner sugar? Oh no. I'll have to look up, and maybe it's on that show, How Things Are Made. That could be cool. Maybe. This is the worst part. Icing a cake. I hate icing the sides. I hate it. I hate it, hate it, hate it. Hate is a strong word, but I really do hate it. Because it just doesn't ever look pretty for me. And I don't know how to, I'm sure if I practiced, I could make it look pretty, but like, I don't know how. I know not know. Do you know? I watched the people with the baking. I watched the bakers and the candlestick makers. That was awful. I watched the bakers, and I watched their, their TikToks and their reels and videos, and I see how they just have the things that spin, and they got all the fun tools, and their cakes just always look perfect and iced really nice. Why? It is never me, not I, said the cat. My stuff does not look like that. Oh, I'm a Dr. Seuss today. I'm a poet, and I didn't even know it. This is plenty of icing, by the way. Especially for me. I thought it wasn't going to be enough. It didn't look like it was going to be enough, but I I actually don't even like prefer my cakes to have a lot of icing or frosting. I like the cake of the cake, not necessarily the frosting. But my cake is moving here. And it was definitely cooled down enough. My frosting's not like melting. Melting. See, this is what I'm talking about. The bottom of this. Ah, not on the floor. Come on. And you're mushing? Are you, what's happening? Oh my God, I'm doing too much. You're doing too much. Oh, see, the whole cake's moving. What's it doing? I am not about this life, apparently. It's not perfect. And there's frosting on my floor and in a lot of places. I'm done. I'm not going to do that anymore. So that's what it looks like, frost. Look, I can't move it. Oh no. See, I move it and then it's moving. It's sliding. I guess I have to refrigerate it. But not before we give it a tasty taste. I'm gonna cut it and ruin the whole thing. The whole thing. It's almost starting to look like Aurora's cake from Sleeping Beauty. It's falling over. If I just colored it. Oh no. Oh no, cutting it was a terrible idea. I'm melting. It is literally just sliding apart. What do I do? Help. All right. Let's put that there. Don't do it. Stop it. No, no, no. It wasn't cooled enough. How do I fix this? Man, that was stressful. I definitely didn't let it cool enough. And then I cut it way too early. I frosted it and cut it way too early. Let your cake cool all the way before you frost it. Otherwise, it's just gonna start sliding off. That's what happened. So, well, I did get a slice out of it. So we're just gonna have to go with that. This, without it falling down, is what it looks like. Not a whole lot of frosting in between, I think, because it kept squishing out. I can see the nuts in there. It looks like carrot cake, so fingers crossed it tastes like carrot cake. It smells like carrot cake. It smells good. It smells delicious. Fingers crossed that it doesn't... I put it in the fridge without the lid on it because I felt like if I put the lid on it, then the warmth from the cake would create moisture inside of the dome. So I needed to put it in there without the lid to help cool it down. And I have toothpicks holding the cake together. So hopefully it doesn't just like spread in my fridge. So fingers crossed. So let's give this a try. And see how I did before I did bad. I did pretty good all up until that part. And I don't think this is a 1/12 of that cake. Like, what would it be? 4. So if I cut it into quarters, and then I would have to cut, what, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, no, wait. So thirds, 3, 6, 9, 12. So I would have to cut each quarter into thirds. Did I do that? Can I get 2 more? Yeah, maybe. This is a 1/12. This is 700 calories. All right. I can't eat the, well, it's Saturday. It's fine. We're fine. Anyway. All right. So we're going to take a taste and see how we did. Let's try the cake by itself. The sweetness of the frosting does help balance the cake is not as sweet. So it helps balance it, gives it some more sweetness. I did learn that what I was rambling about when I was making the cake, the wet ingredients and the dry ingredients, I Googled it because I was like second guessing all these years of everything that I've ever learned, right? And I Googled it, and you do combine those ingredients separate because you do not want to overwork the flour, because that overworks the gluten in the flour. So you don't, it's better to mix, some ingredients, and then like I always say, mix your wet ingredients first, sift your dry ingredients together, and add the dry ingredients to your wet ingredients. So I was right, and there is reason for it. But this book got me out here looking crazy. The cake is really good. I think this cake recipe is great. The cake is soft and moist, and it has a very good balance of ingredients. The flavor is good. It's really good. The frosting, however, I don't love. Like, I've had cream cheese frosting before that I liked, so maybe my recipe just isn't the kind that I like personally. Maybe you like it different than what I like it. If you have a different variation of a cream cheese frosting, please let me know in the comments, because I would make this cake again if I really felt like shredding carrots, but I don't know that I would use this frosting. And now I'm sad that I have a melting cake in my fridge with a bunch of frosting that I don't love. Somebody will eat it. I'll take it to work. But anyway, so I'm done with this because that right there is like 500 calories and I cannot afford. So let's get into what we're gonna get into next time. I'm sticking with sweets. They're more fun to make, I think. I love to cook, and I even love to bake, even though it sometimes stresses me out. Cooking is my favorite. I loved watching my grandmom cook. I loved watching her in the kitchen, but mainly I loved watching her bake. And while she did cook a lot, she made dinners for us every single night. She cooked a lot. And there are some recipes that I really loved of hers, but the baking was my favorite. And she was actually one of those people that would have a dessert with dinner every single night. And I was a kid, and some nights just couldn't finish my dinner. And I would get told, like, you can't have dessert if you don't finish your dinner. And then I would forego dessert because I just really didn't want to eat all of my dinner. And then she eventually started just letting me pick how much food I wanted to eat instead of just giving me a plate of food and making me eat it. You know what I mean? So I think that helped. I rambled there and lost track of what we were talking about. Anyway, she used to make desserts for every single dinner. And whether it was Jell-O or Jell-O with fruit in it, it was always in a little fancy cocktail cup, or cake or cookies or just brownies, anything. She always had a dessert. So I loved watching her bake. And while baking stresses me out, I think it's fun. And it's fun because it's also a challenge for me more than just cooking. So sometimes when I do the cooking videos, I'm not as into it because it's not as fun to me. It's easy. It comes more naturally to me than baking. I've said so many words and I got really to no point. So one of the things I do remember her making is peanut butter cookies, and I found the pages marked off in the book, and out of the things that are on this page, peanut butter cookies are most likely the recipe that this was for. And it's a little stained, and usually when it's stained, it means it was used. So let me show you the recipe. Oh no, losing things. Go smoothly. Here we go. So next we're gonna make peanut butter cookies. I hope you had a good time watching this time, even though it turned into the Sleeping Beauty cake. It started to melt all over the place, but if you liked what you saw, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.